In our summary of New Testament books, we come to the end of Paul's official letters with Philemon. The author is Paul, the apostle. The audience is Philemon, who is a friend of his. The date's about 60 to 62 AD during Paul's first imprisonment, and the theme is forgiveness and redemption. The big things or events is Paul's shortest book, Philemon, is mostly about forgiveness, specifically Philemon forgiving his former slave Onesimus, or his runaway slave Onesimus. The key verse is Philemon 1:15. It seems as though you lost Onesimus for a little while so you could have him back forever. I really like that a lot. Okay, now we're to Hebrews. The authors, we don't know for sure. Paul's a possibility. In the King James, it says it's him, but others are named. My guess is Barnabas, personally. The audience is mostly Jewish readers. The date is the late 60s. That's one of the reasons I don't think it's Paul. The theme is major themes involve Jesus' superiority, both as one to look to and as a high priest and as a covenant giver. The book ends with examples and instructions in faith. You probably are familiar with that. Big things or event, the Melchizedek comparison to Jesus, and the Faith Hall of Fame that we find in chapter 11. Key verse is the one I'm going to use, two of them, 4:12. For the word of God is alive and powerful. It's sharper than even the sharpest two-edged sword, cutting between soul and spirit, between joint and marrow. It exposes our innermost thoughts and desires. Oh. And Hebrews 11:1, one that may be very familiar to you. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It's the evidence of things we just can't see. Wait, we're out of Paul books? I'm going to go to the most practical book in the New Testament, maybe, James. The author is James, who's Jesus' younger brother, and the audience is Jewish Christians that are not in Israel. The date is the early 60s. James was probably martyred about 62 AD, so it's probably before then. The theme is practical Christian living. Big things or events. Now, one of the most interesting things about the book of James is Martin Luther thought it was unuseful because it does not clearly present the gospel, but only Christian living. You'll find the faith without works is dead part here, as well as the part about the tongue being powerful. James 1:19 is the key verse. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, you must be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry. I wish I'd listened to that last night when I had a little argument with somebody. And James 2:17, so you see, faith by itself isn't enough. Unless it produces good deeds, it's dead and useless. I probably should just read the whole book. God bless you. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Day of Devotion.